Deep in the heart of the Whispering Woods lived Paws. Now, Paws was not your ordinary wolf pup. He dreamed of being a stealthy, silent hunter, prowling through the shadows with unmatched grace. But there was just one tiny, incredibly fluffy problem. Paws had the thickest, springiest fur in the entire forest. Every time he tried to take a quiet, sneaky step forward, his bouncy paws and balloon-like fur would act like giant trampolines. Instead of a fierce pounce, a simple hop would launch him hilariously high into the sky, sending him soaring straight into the fluffy white clouds above. Walking normally was an absolute impossibility for our little friend. While the other woodland animals strolled, trotted, or scampered gracefully, Paws literally bounced his way through life. His daily morning walk looked more like a spectacular gymnastics routine. With a boing, and another boing, he would ricochet down the vibrant forest paths. His magical, springy fur turned every single pebble, log, and patch of dirt into a powerful launch pad. While it looked like incredibly good fun to anyone watching from afar, for a wolf pup trying to be serious and grounded, it was terribly frustrating. This extreme bounciness made playing games with the other woodland creatures a spectacular disaster. Whenever the forest friends gathered for a friendly game of tag, Paws was always eager to join. But the moment it was his turn to be it, disaster struck. He would bend his knees to run, but instead of chasing his friends, his spring-loaded fur would propel him skyward. He would inevitably crash land on top of giant, squishy mushrooms, bouncing helplessly from one cap to another, completely missing the game while the other animals watched in utter bewilderment. He just could not stay on the ground. One golden afternoon, the weight of his clumsiness finally got to him. Paws sat all alone by the crystal-clear, babbling brook, his normally perky ears drooping down in deep sorrow. He gazed at his reflection in the shimmering water, staring at his wonderfully thick, bouncy fur and those oversized, soft paws. Why could he not just be a normal, agile wolf? Why did he have to be the funny, bouncing fluff ball that ruined every single game of hide-and-seek and tag? He let out a long, heavy sigh, wishing more than anything that he could trade his springy coat for a sleek, normal one. But the magical forest has a funny way of giving us exactly what we need, precisely when we need it. Suddenly, a distressed cry echoed across the peaceful meadow. It was Pip, the little caramel-colored bunny. A sudden gust of wind had snatched Pip's favorite bright red kite and tangled its long, colorful tail in the very highest branches of the great oak tree. The ancient tree was impossibly tall, its green leaves brushing against the clouds. None of the squirrels could climb that high, and the birds were too small to pull the heavy kite free. Pip was absolutely heartbroken. Paws rushed over immediately to see what the terrible commotion was about. He looked at the crying little bunny, then looked way, way up at the tiny red speck trapped far above in the leafy canopy. Suddenly, a brilliant, daring idea sparked in his mind. For the first time ever, his big blue eyes lit up with joy as he looked down at his giant, springy paws and his outrageously fluffy coat. The great oak tree was definitely too high to climb, but maybe, just maybe, it was not too high to bounce. Paws realized his clumsiness might actually be a hidden superpower. Taking a deep, courageous breath, Paws backed up a few steps. He ran forward, wiggled his incredibly fluffy tail, bent his oversized knees, and pushed off the solid ground with absolutely all his might. Boing! The cartoonish sound echoed through the entire woods. Paws shot upward like a fuzzy, unstoppable rocket. He soared gracefully past the lower branches, zooming past the startled owls and right up into the fluffy white clouds. He stretched out his soft paws, and at the absolute peak of his majestic, magnificent bounce, he gently grabbed the string of the bright red kite. Thanks to his incredible shock-absorbing fluff, Paws landed back on the soft meadow grass with a gentle, bouncy thud, perfectly unharmed and holding the prize. He handed the rescued kite back to a joyful, cheering Pip. The entire forest erupted in massive applause and joyous celebration. Paws the Clumsy was clumsy no more. He was now officially Paws the Bouncing Hero. From that beautiful day forward, he never once wished for a normal flat coat.